What's up, guys? Welcome to What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Successful Geek, where we talk about nerdy stuff, gaming, life in general. And today we're gonna go, I know it's tiring, but Destiny 2. So, guys, I was right. Let's look back at my old video. This was posted on December 29th. When this game came out, they pushed that this is all about the end game. What is the end game? If you haven't been playing, the end game is basically you leveling up to get bright engrams. Isn't that the same thing you can purchase? They obviously haven't removed Eververse because that's the game. That's the game they want you to play, is Eververse. There was a podcast that came out December 31st talking about, let's go back, on December 29th, I talked about how Destiny 2 is not a game. It basically is the Eververse. Eververse is the video game of Destiny. It's the end game is Destiny. Everything that revolves around Destiny is Eververse. That is the game, and basically it's a gambling mechanism. Destiny 2 is not a game, it is a gambling mechanism. That is how they're making their money. And let's pop over here, where the podcast comes out, where a true and trusted source basically said, you know, Bungie came to Activision and said, hey, content's really hard to make. I'll go a little bit more into that. I want to actually give them more of a benefit of a doubt here, but let's just track with me for a little bit. And basically went to Activision and they said, you know, content's really hard to make, so let's make our money in the Eververse. And they said, okay, go for it, do it. And they, you know, supported them with that. December 29th, December 31st. Essentially, you know, it has now come out that Eververse was the end game. I was right on that. It is the end game. That is what Destiny 2 is. It's a gambling mechanism based off of the Eververse. So I said I would give them a little bit more benefit of the doubt, and I will. Essentially, what I think they meant is content is too hard to make. I don't think they mean content. Literally, yeah, you can take it word for word. Content is too hard to make, but I think we're missing some subtext. I think what they mean is the timeline that Activision has given them. They have to make this content within this time frame. They have to make this content within this time frame. And that content in that shorter time period is hard to make. So I think that is what I think was what really happened. I think we're just missing, like I said, some subtext there. They just came out with an update and basically said they agree that the game is too focused around, you know, way too heavily in Eververse, which I think people have commented before. Basically, why does it need to weigh in Eververse's direction if you don't have Eververse? Anyways, Destiny 2 is a freemium game, and that's the problem with this. If they had released this for $10, you know, I've talked about this with EA Battlefront 2, if they had released it for $10, no one would be griping because it's a freemium game. It's the problem that they marketed it as a true full game is where the breakdown's coming down. If they had just said, you know what, it's a freemium game, we're going to charge $10, yeah, people would be disappointed, but it won't be to the level that it is now because we're being marketed a freemium game for $60 for a full price brand new game. And, you know, we have stuff like Warframe where we understand it's a freemium game and people love it and they've done a great job balancing it, and there's other games that do a fantastic job with that. I mean, Fortnite is fantastic, I love it, I've talked about that before. But essentially, you know, if game developers are going to make freemium games, don't charge us for it if you're going to make it freemium. Because essentially what you're doing is you're wearing down your reputation, you're wearing down, you know, gamers. They're not going to keep coming back and buying your game. I mean, let's look at Valve. Valve, every time they release a game, people love them. They've built such a great reputation with their community, and people just keep coming back whatever they release when they actually release games. I'm not sure if they make games anymore. But, you know, Bungie, they have, you know, they're killing the golden goose. You know, they might be able to still retract it and bring it back if they do it immediately, but they're killing the golden goose, and that's the sad part. Activision is basically squeezing everything they can out of Bungie, and they're basically doing the same thing that EA's been doing to other game companies, where they're just going to kill it for the short term, and it's really sad. Bungie, if you hear this, hopefully, I mean, it's more of Activision. Hopefully Activision hears this and basically comes back and says, you know, well, they signed a deal, that's the problem. I don't know how to fix this. Guys, good luck. Basically, if I would say anything, don't play Bungie games at the moment until that Activision contract is over and actually see if they make good content. That's what I would say. Wait and hold. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed another episode of The Successful Geek. Guys, if you haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. We're talking about nerdy stuff, gaming, life in general. And if you enjoy this, we would love to have you back. So make sure to comment below, and I'll see you guys soon.